Hello all. So this is the second session of the Git and its use in Galaxy. Um, the second session is followed by the first session. In the first session, you had an opportunity of viewing the basic commands of Git, and we ended with the commands such as git show, git log, and git restoring from the history. And now this will be a second session. This will be a kind of tiny session, a kind of bridge between the second and the first and the third. So we will look into this session. So Git branching. So now as you already have some kind of understanding how Git works in your local computer, and also making a repository within your local computer, or starting a project, initiating the project, and after that you can make some commits, create some commit messages, and after that looking into the history. Now you have a kind of a basic setup when you're working as a one person, but if you're working as a team, then there needs to be a kind of understanding from one person to another, or let's say the complete team. And for that purpose, we use this Git branching model. It's a very popular model. It's been since last 10 years. Many people have followed this kind of a model, and so which is why I'm showing this model here. If you see in the left side, this is the kind of a picture what it depicts. The source is here. You can check that link, and I will just paint it again in a different way in the right side, because it's been a bit of change in terms of understanding by the people, where the master is changed as a main. So mostly if you see in some kind of Git providers such as GitHub, they're changing their names from master to main. So you would see main rather than master. It's a global standards changing the name structure. So if you see in this main, these blue ones are kind of a commit. So every commit you might see some message, and also the changes could have happened, so from one to another. So in this way, if one after the other some changes has been done, and then commits have been done. Now once these kind of commits are done, you want to see what happens next. So it is basically you want to share with the other branch, or let's say other team member. Now let's again try to understand the left side picture. Here in this, as I said, the master or the main, and there is another branch called develop. So in the develop branch, you would try to do developing. So you don't want to disturb the master branch, where everybody, when they get the repository access, they will be landed into this main flow. In the main flow they will be there. So let's say in the main branch. So in the main branch, once they are landed here, they want to move back to some other different branch, so that they don't disturb that branch, and which is why there is another branch called develop branch. And that develop branch, I'm naming it as dev. And under develop branch, once you are into the develop branch, you can again start developing, doing your own changes, and you keep on going and making some commits. So these are all yellow colors are the commit messages which are done in the develop branch. So there, and then once these develop commits are done, if you feel like okay, everything is fine, you can merge back again into the main or the master branch. So this is how it will be done. There are other branches also, such as release branches and feature branches, but let's try to understand how this branching structure works, and then we will see what the specific branches. So once you have a develop branch, you can start making commit messages, and you can merge back into the main. So if usually what happens is, if you take a project from GitHub kind of a source, Git source, or the Git project maintainer, so you will kind of do a fork. Fork is a thing where you get the complete main branch into your own user. So let's assume a developer A has developed his own project, and he has this main branch and also the develop branch. Now once you fork from the developer Git project, you will have a kind of fork. the fork, what it has is the complete main branch. So you will have all the commits which are there in the main branch, and this will be listed as your own main branch. You will not get the develop branch, but only the main branch when you fork initially. You can also get the develop by pulling them, but it's up according to the scenario what you want to do. So once you have the main branch as a fork, then you can start developing your own branches or in your own thing. So this will be complete like kind of a different project based on this project. So all the contents will be same, it's only that you have a complete different copy of complete different structure and the copy that you can do your own development. So you would obviously want to also do some changes, and you want to contribute to the main repository, or let's say main project, who is taking care of the main project. So once you have a kind of developed and you're done, you can put it back to the main project maintainer. So this is called as a kind of a pull request. So that will be more of like pull requests, which I will show in the later part. So let's see how this works out until here. So let's start creating the demo directory. So we have a demo directory, and here let's try to create a project, initiate the project, and now you see the project is there. And if you see the status, it is obviously nothing, and in terms of nothing, and you see it is as a main branch. Now let's try to create a file. So we are creating a file, and obviously if you see now that there are some changes in the folder or in the Git repository. Now we try to commit this on the main branch. Before committing, we have to add as well. So git add file, and now we can commit it. Now we see the same thing in the log. Now we try to make some more changes on this. I'm appending to the existing file, so it will be a change. You see with this kind of coloring, you see it's kind of changes. Now there is a change. Also you will see with this command as there is some change. Now we can commit this again. Before that we have to add, so we can do both that together, which is like with git -am. Now this has been added. Now you see first commit, and also there is some more commit in the main branch. Now let's try to create a branch out of this. So now we are trying to create a branch which is like, as I said, so we have this main branch, and now we are trying to create the develop branch. So for this the command could be checkout -b dev main. So I will explain slowly. So here right now we are creating a branch out of the main branch. So first we have to create a name, give the name, what is the new branch name, and then from which branch we are making a branch. So from the main branch we are branching out to create a develop branch. With the -p option, it actually tries to preserve the history and then create a branch over there. So now we are into the develop branch. Now you see here it was in the main branch and now in the develop, and you also see that we are switched to the develop branch. Let's see the status. It also shows that we are in the develop branch, and of course this file is still there. So now we try to change some things in the file in the develop branch. And before that, maybe we'll see what is the branch name also here. So like to see the branch names, it's like git branch -a. So we are in the develop branch and main. We can also see the branching with the gitk with the GUI model of seeing. This is one tool which I'm using. As I said in the last session, there are many kind of tools for which through which you can see the GUI method of viewing. This is a gitk is the tool which I'm right now using, and now you see here this commit is existing in both develop and main branch. And if I go to this one, the first one also exists in both. Now we try to add some text to the existing file, which is timestamp 1. So we are appending into the file, which is again 2 times the greater than symbol to the file. Now we have again some changes which we have to commit, which we can do with git commit. Now you can see the changes in the status. There's nothing, all the commits are done. However, the log, you will see a bit another one. This was until the main branch, and here it is in the develop branch. And you can also see that head is towards in the develop branch, and till here it's main. We can also see this change in the gitk. If you see, now it is parted a bit, and this commit exists only in the develop branch and not anymore in the main branch. Now we try to merge back this into the main branch. For that, first we have to switch back to the main branch. To switch back to the main branch, the command can be used is git checkout main. Now we are in the main branch again. Shows the switch to the main branch, and now if you see with the branch command, now we are pointing to main branch. Before we were in the develop branch, and now we are in the main branch. And if you see the log, there are only 2 commits. In the develop branch, when we were seeing, there were 3 commits. Now you see only 2 commits, because that commit which we made in the develop branch doesn't exist in the main branch. Now what we try to do is right now to merge that changes whatever we have done in the develop branch into the main branch. So for that we had to stay on the branch where we want to merge back. So we want to merge back into the main branch, and so I am right now in the main branch. And to merge back, the command would be git merge -no -ff dev. So the branch which we want to merge back, that branch name has to be here written. So once you execute this one, it will open the default editor where we have to give a message, a commit message, because merging is nothing but another commit. So we will try to write a message what we are trying to do, that is we are merging back develop branch into the main branch, and this will be written as a commit message. If you save it and then you can close this. This opened up this Sublime editor for me, because I gave in the last session as a Sublime text editor as my default editor. Now let's see how it looks like. Status is nothing to commit, everything is clean. And log, if you see now it looks like merging back into the develop branch, and you have commit and everything is all the log messages are available in the main branch itself. So all the commit messages, I mean. So we can also see the git k. Here it is, now it shows that you are merging back to the main branch. So this merge commit exists only in the main branch. It doesn't exist in the develop. The develop, this commit which is existing in both the branches. This is a commit in the develop branch made, and this exists both in main and the develop branch. So let's see again a bit on this one. Branching structure. So we tried to do some commits on the main and then made a branch out of it, made a develop branch and made some commits and then merged back into the main. Now we try to understand how these other branching structures could be useful. So this main branch usually useful for the project where it's been cloned and that exists into the project folder, or let's say whoever takes this project into their development environment, this main branch would be there. And after that, develop branch is mostly used for developing some new features, or let's say new ideas. It can be with usually a developer group, and in the developer group again there will be several people developing different features, so they can again create a feature branches. So from the develop branch you will see like feature branches, and whenever they try to develop this feature and when they are finished with the feature, then they can merge back into the develop. And once they know okay everything is working, then they can put this develop branch merge back into the release branch. So release branch is something where you release the software. So from this branch the software is released. So again from the release branch, this everything is synchronized to the develop branch such that any new developer taking from that position will get the latest copy. And in the same way other feature branches are done. And of course these are from the release branch regularly it is merged back into the main branch, so that when any new person who tries to get the project itself, they will get the complete latest project. Then that's how this branching structure could be very useful.